The air was thick with the acrid sting of smoke, and the horizon glowed an angry orange as flames clawed at the treeline like a beast ready to devour. Captain Reynolds' voice boomed over the roar of the wildfire, sharp enough to slice through the chaos. "Where's the tank, Jake?" I stood frozen, staring at the empty dirt patch behind my house where a 4,000-gallon water tank had been just 2 days ago. My jaw tightened, ash and sweat burning my face. "Gone," I said, the word bitter on my tongue. Reynolds' face strained of color. "That was our backup line. Who the hell moved it?" My lips twitched, a spark of fury igniting. "The HOA. They towed it." His eyes flared with disbelief, then rage, and in that moment, the wildfire wasn't the only threat scorching our neighborhood. 2 days earlier, the sky had been a deceptive blue, and I was hauling a steel life-linear water tank sanctioned by the county's wildfire readiness program into my backyard. As a part-time firefighter and volunteer with the Regional Emergency Task Force, I knew our bone-dry region was a tinderbox waiting for a spark. My neighbors relied on my vigilance, all except Karen Whitaker, the HOA president who wielded her authority like a scepter, her obsession with perfection suffocating. No tacky lawn ornaments, no unapproved mailboxes, and now, apparently, no emergency water tank. I was still unhitching the trailer when her heels clicked toward me, each step a warning shot. Clipboard clutched like a shield, sunglasses perched like a tiara, she shrieked. "What is that eyesore?" Her finger jabbed at the tank as if it were a trespasser. I kept my cool, explaining it was county-approved, temporary for wildfire drills. I offered the paperwork, but she swatted it away. "It's not SAW aesthetic SAW," she hissed, citing some obscure rule section 4, paragraph 12, no structures over 4 feet. I bit back a laugh. "Karen, this is for wildfires. You know, the ones torching half the state?" She didn't flinch. 24 hours to remove it, or we will." I shrugged, betting on reason to win out. I was wrong. The next morning, a fire station audit pulled me away for 2 hours. When I returned, the tank was gone, replaced by flattened grass and a violation notice taped to my porch. Saw unauthorized structure removed per HOA code SAW. No signature, no explanation, just vanished. I stormed to Karen's house, where she stood watering her pristine lawn, a smirk curling her lips. "Oh, that?" she said, flicking her hose. "Towed this morning. Read your bylaws." My fist clenched. "That was county-sanctioned for fire support. You've sabotaged our backup." She raised an eyebrow. "Next time, think before parking junk and saw my SAW VYEW." Calls to the tow company led nowhere, HOA approval required. The city impound had no record, initially logging it as abandoned equipment. When I told the county wildfire coordinator, he nearly choked. "They towed an emergency tank? Who authorized that?" "Karen," I said. He paused. "That's a lawsuit waiting to happen." By evening, smoke curled north, bruising the sky. Neighbors texted, anxious, "Saw where's the tank you showed us?" Saw I had no answer. Karen's secret town meeting, Novo was a power grab, not protocol. That night, glued to news of the approaching blaze, I checked my side yard camera. At 3:17 a.m., Karen, flashlight in hand, directed 2 men in vests to haul the tank away, snapping selfies like she'd slain a dragon. This wasn't about rules, it was personal. I sent the footage to the fire department, the HOA board, and the county emergency director. 10 minutes later, the fire marshal called, his voice grim. "That tank was our secondary suppression line. Without it, your street's vulnerable if the fire jumps the valley." I stared at the distant glow, vowing to retrieve it, knowing I was battling both flames and Karen's arrogance. Morning brought a smoky haze, the air crackling with menace. Fire crews warned of possible evacuation within 48 hours, but Karen was busy planning her Emerald Lawn Gala, a tone-deaf eco-party amid fire alerts. Her flyers, handed out in a pastel VY SOAR, boasted of a tank-free aesthetic, mocking my efforts. Neighbor Lisa caught me at the hardware store, thrusting one at me. She says she did a public service removing that metal monstrosity. Her lawn's still soaking from overwatering. The irony seared. That night, a palm tree fire near the neighborhood entrance exposed the tank's absence, delaying response. A lieutenant muttered, "That tank would have cut our time in half." By dawn, I surveyed our weakened defenses, sprinklers faltering without the tank. Karen had scrubbed fire prep from HOA forums, vetoing 4 funding proposals as hypothetical wastes. Then I found her email to City Liaison Tom, the mayor's cousin, saw tank resolved, towed under aesthetic compliance. No board notification needed. Water hazard. Improper permits. Saw Tom replied, saw nice. I'll smooth it with the city. Label as construction waste. Saw this wasn't ignorancy, it was sabotage. I forwarded it to my friend Ryan, a county emergency planner. This is suppression of safety infrastructure, he said. Could turn legal fast. With Lisa, Mr. Thompson, and Nurse Sarah, I shared the EVY dense emails, footage, logs. Sarah fumed. She fined me for sandbags during a flood, called them tripping hazards while water ruined my floors. Thompson, 74, added, she banned my fire ladder as non-compliant. Am I supposed to jump? We drafted a petition for Karen's removal, demanding an emergency HOA vote. The fire threat escalated, spot fires closing in, our zone now critical. Karen, I'll be VYS, set up gala tents, balloons, and stage lights wired to the same palms that sparked. I warned her about high-voltage risks under red flag conditions. She sneered, "Go save puppies, Jake." A county fire drone buzzed overhead, mapping the area, catching her setup and the missing tank. Questions would follow, and I was ready. Dawn broke with thick smoke, the air electric, birds silent. Fire officials urged evacuation prep, but Karen arranged gala chairs. I called Ryan. The drone had flagged the tank's absence, sparking a multi-department probe. I printed Karen's emails, logs, and footage, distributing packets to board members with Lisa, dodging Karen's glare. She spotted us, screeching, "Unauthorized materials! I'll fine you!" I held up a packet. "Just public records meeting minutes emails, your toe job." Her eyes narrowed. "This is a vendetta." "No," I said. "It's about you endangering us." She tripped on a hose, retreating. By evening, 30 residents signed our petition. Footage of Karen's toe played on Thompson's garage, drawing gasps. Newcomer Matt whispered, "I thought she was annoying, not dangerous." Ryan's map showed the fire hitting us by morning. I needed the tank now. He gave me the impound location, County Lot 9, off limits without clearance. My firehouse buddy Nate secured a 20-minute window. Lisa and I hitched the trailer, found the tank under a tarp labeled saw, impounded saw, and winched it with help from Nate's friend. Back home by 1 a.m., we reconnected hoses, Lisa setting valves, me locking brackets. Karen's SUV crept up, her silk pajamas glowing in headlights. "This is theft!" she yelled. Sirens cut her off. Lieutenant Carter approached. "Jake, this the Wildfire tank?" I nodded. "It's back on the suppression line." He turned to Karen. "Ma'am, interfere again, and I'll cite you for obstruction." She fled, tires squealing. Neighbors clapped softly. Lisa grinned. "Worth the wait." The fire struck at dawn, an orange wall roaring through the hills. Evacuation alerts blared. Fire trucks swarmed, hoses linking to my tank, spraying rooftops, forming a wet barrier. The captain nodded. "You saved us hours." Lisa shuttled seniors, Sarah ran a first aid station, Unity replacing HOA feuds except for Karen. As I guided a hose, she stormed up, screaming, "Unauthorized setup!" She yanked a locked valve mid-firefight. A firefighter restrained her. "You're obstructing an emergency. Step back or be detained." She ranted about bylaws, drowned out by a retardant-dropping chopper. A deputy escorted her home. For 3 hours, we fought, hoses arcing, embers flying, fences smoldering. The tank emptied, refilled by a bypass truck, holding our line. By afternoon, The fire was contained. No homes lost. The captain called it a miracle, snapping a photo with the tank. News vans arrived, the story exploding, and HOA towed emergency gear, needing it days later. Karen's soggy lawn and deflated gala balloons starred in B-roll. Reporters sought quotes. I gave facts. Karen tried to interrupt but was blocked by a city official. You're under investigation for obstruction. Get a lawyer. She retreated, defeated. Neighbors shared water and towels, ignoring her. At sunset, Lisa and Sarah brought pizza to my steps. Emergency team snacks, Sarah joked. The tank loomed, stained but proud. The next day, silence blanketed the neighborhood. No leaf blowers, just awe. I logged tank stats for a city case study, emphasizing Karen's sabotage. A county citation hit her door alongside our petition, signed by nearly all. The HOA's emergency meeting packed the community center. Lisa listed Karen's crime emails, tow footage, valve tampering. Thompson asked why someone who endangered us led. Karen, clutching a binder, mumbled about misunderstandings. The vote was unanimous. She was ousted, barred from office for 5 years. She left silently, applause following, not celebratory, but relieved. Lisa became interim president, forming a preparedness committee I chaired, prioritizing infrastructure over aesthetics. The tank was certified as an emergency asset, adorned with a placard. Neighbors painted it flames doused by waves, a phoenix. A kid, Ellie, carved a sign, saw try towing this now, Karen. Saw it hung on a fence, a local legend. At a city event, our response earned a plaque. Neighbors stood proud, no longer silent. Karen moved out months later, her house repainted by new owners who joined our committee. Her name faded, irrelevant. The tank anchored our fire plan, inspiring other neighborhoods. Ryan said grants might fund more statewide. Evenings, I watched sunsets over charred hills, the neighborhood alive, kids running, neighbors planning cleanups. The fire tested us, but Karen's arrogance burned brighter, and we rose from its ashes stronger.